Good evening, I'm Oral Gibbs, and welcome to Speaking of Everything. You all know this gentleman. His name is Mr. Bryan?
Yes, Dyon, Bryan.
Right, Mr. Bryan. And this young lady?
Miss Tsjaniqua Jeffrey.
Miss.
That's a Samaritan name?
Yes.
I asked that before because how it's spelled. Yeah. So how you got that name?
Well, my brother knew two children going to school named Tsjaniqua and Shakila. My sister name is Shakila. And he brought it up, and then my uncle did the spelling. Yes.
Oh, so he joined a bunch of names together. Wow. Anyway, it's good to have both of you here this evening on Speaking of Everything. And understand many of you went from St. Martin to Europe. Dr. Jorgensen was very instrumental in having you all here this evening. She's been on this program many times. So I'm going to ask you all to tell us about World Youth Day. It's a Catholic event, right?
Yes.
Who's going to take it? Let us know. So you're going to do it?
I guess I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, basically, World Youth Day is an event hosted by Catholics, of course, which is hosted every 3 years. And it's basically where we just all come together and we just like celebrate being Catholics. We learn about all the things that happened in the past, and we get the opportunity to see the Pope, which is just like kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. And this year, the World Youth Day was held in Poland, and it was really fun to go there. And there was a total of 3 million Catholics that showed up.
3 million?
Over 3 million, to be exact.
Was in Poland?
Yes.
Wow.
And the thing is, right, not a lot of people could have come, and so many people did come. So imagine if everybody had the opportunity to come, and they'll be
That's a
really
lot.
full. That's a lot of people.
So, it kind of shocked me there. I mean, but 3 million.
3 million.
So, people from all over the world then.
Yes.
So, did you all make a lot of friends?
Yeah, it was really fun to make friends because usually we're really shy at first, but then when we bring up the guts, we just go to them and just start talking to them because that's what it is about. Just go in there, socializing, meet Catholics from around the world, and it's really fun. You just go there, start talking to people, and usually some of them don't have the same interests, but it's really fun to have. It's really fun to just talk to them and share your experience and say about how you feel and what you expect to see in World Youth Day. It was just a really fun experience, to be honest.
All right. Now, so World Youth Day, it wasn't one day, right? It was
2
No.
weeks.
2 weeks,
Yes.
right? And tell us what happened during that 2 weeks, because I'm sure you all had a lot of things to do in that 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
So you're going to tell us?
Yes, I'll go. Well, I could remember the first thing that we did when we came to Poland is we met our families because, of course, we were staying with families. We were staying with
So you
a
had some
family.
host families?
Yes. We stay with a different family every week, so 2 sets of family for the 2 weeks. The first family we stayed in lived in Wola.
Voila.
Wola.
Wola.
Yes, Wola. And basically, the next day, what we did was we went sightseeing. They took us to see the wooden churches made out of wood that was there for around 250 years. And
It's very impressive, to be
Yes.
honest.
it was very amazing to see, especially the conditions of the churches. And then later on, we had youth festivals where we would have a mass. Of course, the mass was in Polish, but if you had a radio, you could listen to it in English or in the different languages. And we listened to the music, and that was something different to see, because most of the times when you think of youth music, Catholic youth music, or just in general religious music, you often tend to think that it's slow, but it had a lot of songs and they were very rock-like,
Like rock music.
pop. So it was very interesting to see, especially since the young children was jumping and dancing.
Yeah.
They was really into it.
So go ahead, you got it?
No, you can go ahead.
And what was the experience then?
Well, what I mostly liked was the culture because we all live in the Caribbean, so we expect to see like soca and these kind of things like rice and chicken and all kind of things like. But when you go to European countries, for example, Poland in this case, the culture was really different. Like, for example, dancing and singing we do the most, Like the way we dance is nowhere compared to the way they dance because.
Who's better?
Sorry? Well, I want to rep St. Martin and say that our dancing better, but you
Be
never
careful, we
know.
gotta watch the show. And we have people in Poland that watch the show.
You know, like, it's whatever you prefer, but they did like our dances and we did like theirs. So it's really fun to see different cultures like all together. We see in their dances and our dances. And then there's things like the food and the national things we'd see all over the place. And it was really fun, like the environment and the new country. It was a really big difference to me because we all used to St. Martin and all how we just be. And when you go to them, when you go to that different country, it's like, it's really astounding.
So, Pope Francis, got to see him?
Yes, we
Yeah.
saw him.
I heard that he told you all when he heard you was from St. Martin to say hello to me.
Yeah. Oh, you know that? Somebody tell you already, man.
It was supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, we're supposed to tell you, but you must have.
Anyway, so you all got to see Pope Francis.
Yes.
And what's your impression of him?
You take this one.
So it might be strange to say that I've never heard Pope Francis' sermon before, him preach before, but I wasn't expecting it to, well, I should have expected it since he's a Pope, but I find his sermon was very touching in ways that it hit home. I can remember the first sermon he spoke about was how the young people aren't getting closer to God anymore, how
Really?
we're pulling away from God, and how instead of us wanting to do the right things, we want to follow the crowd. Even if we know the crowd is wrong, that we still want to go behind them just because it's majority.
Like peer pressure.
Yes, so he was telling us that we're supposed to know and we're supposed to stick to it. We shouldn't worry with what others might say. Yeah.
And what you got from his message?
Well, basically, the way he talked about like our daily age now, and like all the youth, like our influence and like our mindset and mentality right now is really corrupted. So like, basically, he just wants to talk to us about how like we should change and like we should become better people. We should go strong in our faith, and we should like get people to trust more in God, like to bring people closer to God, because the world nowadays is like really falling away from God with a lot of people that don't believe, like atheists and so on. But like when you go to these things, you can really like learn and find out new things about your faith. Like in our case, like we're Catholics, we learn more about being a Catholic, and we grow deeper in our faith, and it's really like interesting. And then we grow so much that we're able to like convince others. For example, atheists, we can like talk to them and explain to them all things about going on in the world nowadays, tell them the bad, tell them what we should be doing. And it's just like, it just feels good because when you go to an event like that, you really learn and you can teach others what you learn. That's just really, that's really good.
So are you all going to teach other young people on Samran what you learned?
Well, right now, since we came back, because the selection of the youth that went to World Youth Day, where like, it was a small task, like a mission. And our mission was that we were to go to World Youth Day in Poland, we would learn, and we would have to come back to our island, and then we're supposed to teach people what we learned, like spread the good word, tell them everything that's going on, and bring people closer to God. So right now, that's our mission, to like bring more people into the youth group, invite more members, so that we can grow and like build everyone's bond. We can bring everyone closer to God. That's just our little tasks, we should say.
For instance, when we were in when we was in Poland for World Youth Day, I remember the youths from Bryan especially, they were playing the music as we were walking. They were playing their guitar, their drums, making the music, and it was all teens. You didn't have much adult input in it. So that's something that we would like to put into the youth group, that we could play our own music, we could sing our songs, without having much of the adults in it, as well as letting other youths know that it's okay to be a Catholic, it's okay to follow Jesus. You shouldn't have to worry what your friends might think if they might criticize you.
Or there are people who think it's not okay to be Catholic?
No, like most people would be like, oh, you worship God, like what wrong with you? We could just go to Carnival and have fun. I'm not saying that you can't go to Carnival. You can still have your fun, but it's just to know like certain things you should do and shouldn't do. You must always have a limit. So like, it's time for that. Like most people say, there's a time and place for everything. So there's a time and place for having God. time and place for having fun with your friends and family, and there's just this like certain time for yourself.
Do you all remember all the names of the others that went with you all to Poland?
Well, how you mean from St. Martin,
Yeah,
Borneo?
right.
Oh, from Borneo or just St.
No,
Martin?
St. Martin, St. Martin.
Oh, because that'll be a lot of people.
St. Martin.
Well, it was just 7 of us. It was me, Tsjaniqua.
You want to call the names of the others that you can remember? That's why I want actually, because we didn't have room to bring all of them. So you two are here, so I like if you can at least share the names of the others so people will know who went.
Well, the 4 youths that went were Smaranda Pear, Whitney Duggins, Dyon, Bryan, and Tsjaniqua Jeffrey. And the 3 adults that went with us was Miss Albertine Jorgensen, Miss Carmen Elia, and Miss Orlin
Damas.
Right.
Was fired.
Okay, so you all flew from St. Martin to Holland first?
Well, to be honest, it was a really long flight. It was exactly 24 hours. Like, most people are surprised when they see us because they'll come up to say, how long did it take to come from the Caribbean to here? And we would tell them 24 hours and their face would just drop because 24-hour flight, they would think it's just here to Poland, but it's not exactly. What we had to do, we had to have many stops, which was from St. Martin to Guadeloupe. We would have a stop there, like an hour break. Guadeloupe to France, Paris. Then we'd have to have a bus and go to a different airport in France.
Yeah.
Then from that airport, we had to go to Vienna in Austria. And from that airport, we had to go to Poland. And then when we reached Poland, we had to get a bus to go to our families, which was a really long bus.
And we traveled from the French airport.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, from French side airport.
It was actually a blessing for us to go because we didn't have all the funds to go the other way. So it was actually thanks to Miss Orlin that she found our tickets at such a cheap price that we could have all afford to go.
Yeah. That's why you all had to make all those different stops and so forth.
Yeah.
But then you get to see a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
It was like sightseeing was the best on this trip.
And you know, the thing is, you enjoy it. Now, the other adults probably didn't enjoy it. Like,
I could have to take a lot of pictures, like see a bunch of new places. So like most people would say the journey is better than the destination, and I would say 50-50 because the destination was really fun. The experience in Poland was good, but the traveling there was like, I would say a little bit less, but it was really fun. Like going to and back from Poland.
So now I can say I've been in France and I've been in Austria.
You've been in Europe.
Germany.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Tell me now, because you all was in Europe, Poland for World Youth Day. It's a Catholic event. You got to meet my good friend, Pope Francis. And any other religious figures that you all met that you want to share with us?
Well, okay. On our trip, like you see that it was a Catholic event from people all around the world, and that already gives you the sign that people from all around the world came. So you would see a bunch of priests, you'd see a bunch of bishops, you'd see a lot of holy figures like all around us, nuns, all kind of any type of person you'd see like deep in the church, you would probably see them there. And it was like really good because you could just go to them, you can just like talk about what's going on in your life, you just express everything.
So
really good.
Tell me, you met a lot of people, right? You met a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Give me some of the names from faraway places that surprise you.
Names?
Yeah. No, name of countries.
Oh, the names of people.
Yeah.
Well,
you met anyone from South Africa?
Yeah, we did. A wonderful lady. Like she's.
We met people. Well, I'm not too sure if this is in South Africa, but we met people from Cameroon.
Okay, that's an African country.
We saw people from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
We spoke to. Well, I spoke to some people from Germany. And
that's
then,
close by.
Yeah.
I know more faraway places.
Russians.
Yeah.
Chinese people.
Oh yeah, we
Korean.
saw Chinese.
I love the Koreans.
Any people from Southeast Asia?
Well, most likely, yeah, but we probably didn't notice them because there were a lot of people there. Like,
and you had a section to stay in, so you couldn't go too far, else you would lose the group.
Although we would see flags like places from like Brazil, New Zealand, Italy, China. Like there's a lot of flags there. You just see a bunch of flags waving all over the place.
Did you all take the St. Martin flag too?
Yes.
Of course, I think, like, to be honest, I don't know. This is just my claim, but I think our flag was the biggest. Even though
one of the biggest.
One of the biggest, because first of all, we had this long pole. People would have like a wooden stick, but to be completely honest, we had a pipe. And it just, our flag was extremely big because that's the one from in our church. And all we did was tie it to the pipe. And it was really heavy, but I had the strength to do it. And I would just wave it, and it would be so high in the sky. And then let's say it wouldn't be windy enough, it would just fall over people's heads, and they would get so annoyed. But like it was just really big, and like every time I wave it, you could always see, like for example, Doctor. I think once she was in the back, and then she could just like lift up her head and just see the flag and just find herself one time.
And you're a tall guy too. You what, 6 foot something, right?
6'4".
Yeah. So plus you add a pole to it.
Yeah.
Faster.
They even saw the flag. Well, people in St. Martin, if you was watching, you would have seen the flag. Because I remember it was the time that the Pope came, the first time. Dyon was holding the flag, and I was like, Dyon, wave the flag, wave the flag. And was lucky enough that a camera caught us. So St. Martin was on TV, guys.
Yep.
We were on TV.
Repping.
That's nice. So what are other experiences did you all have in Poland while you're there?
Well, the experience that touched me the most was the confession.
Confession?
Yeah, confession. That's something in a church, if you don't really know, is where you can just
I'm
go.
Catholic, I know.
Oh, okay.
But I just,
No, like for the viewers, I was saying it. So like, it's like a activity where you can just like express what's going on in your life. Like you can confess your sins to your priest. Although when you usually you do it on your local islands, so like you feel really like you feel like really private still when you're saying
when you was in Poland, you did your confession too?
Yeah.
We all did.
So like when you're on our local island and you're speaking to a local priest, you don't really feel to tell him everything because you feel like he's gonna remember it and he's gonna take it into consideration.
That's commission. That's a lot.
Exactly. So, but like now, when we go off island to a place, for example, Poland, and you talk to a priest that you never seen in your life and you don't think you can ever see him again, you feel like you can just let go everything.
But you can't see the priest. His face, you can't see.
No. The way we was, like, it was not a big open field.
Oh, okay.
So it was just him on a chair, and we would just like sit on the grass.
Yeah.
And we just look up
okay.
to him and just express everything. You could just tell him everything that's going on. So like it was a really lift off your shoulders. You could just tell him everything that's going on.
Did you see the expression on his face when you was telling him?
No, like the thing is, right? They're not really allowed to like remember. Like actually, they're not. I can't say allowed. They don't remember when you tell them because they get a lot of people all the time. So like they catch those cases all the time, like the things like more like the common things and uncommon at the same time.
Okay.
Like we always like he won't really take it into consideration. One, because he don't know you, and two, because he gets a lot of them.
All
he gets
right.
a lot of them.
So
all
you
the
told him
time.
that you stole some candy and so forth from him, huh?
Oh, you know that, like.
My experience was, well, I had two things that touched me as well, but as Dyon talked about confession, mine was also one of the confession. And I felt that as young people, as Dyon mentioned, when we go to confession, we feel as if the Father will watch us differently. But the Father, the Father we were with, he explained that to us, you understand? He made us feel like it was okay. And his face, he had a very loving face. He was just watching us like,
Very
you know?
understanding.
Yeah.
It was like talking to one of your friends.
So
Like,
you confessed that you were listening to Rihanna?
It's like he knows everything. I swear.
yes, he was very understanding, and in the middle of speaking, you could have stopped him and be like, no, but it's like this, and he would listen to you. Yeah,
He would just listen, and like he said, he was a good listener.
No expression on his face.
No.
He would just
Judgmental.
just
He would
listen
laugh
to you.
sometimes.
He would listen to everything, and he would just report on it and tell you how you can improve and tell you what to do and what not to do and improve your faith.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was just feeling good. Like you can just feel good about not stealing the candy again. I was just feeling so good. I don't like. It was a really good experience.
So it looks like you guys are going to go back again, right? 3 years from now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's every 3 years?
Every 3 years.
Every 3 years. The next one will be held in Panama in
Yeah.
2019.
Well, that's next door.
Yeah.
We have direct flights now. Right?
So, yeah.
And I shall let it be known that this isn't the first time that St. Martin has been to World Youth Day. We've been to World Youth Day in Spain, and we've been to World Youth Day in Brazil.
Oh, okay. And you've been to those?
No,
This was
because
our first time.
we recently joined, I think last year or last 2 years. Not too
You had
sure.
to be an age. This year, the age limit for World Youth Day was 16, but for Brazil and Spain, it was 18.
Okay, and how old are you?
I am 16.
I am. How old?
I am 15 years old.
You're 15?
Yeah, people get surprised when they see I see people get surprised when they see my age, but like I'm 15, I'm
Wow.
just very tall.
We making birthdays, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Very
mean,
close.
I'm like, sorry, but I mean, me to be 50, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest in my
People
family.
in
Youngest in the
Poland
group.
was saying he's like 20 something.
People thought I was 22, 23. Like, yo.
No, I mean, but I would say 22, I was more like maybe 17, you know? But when you told me 15, I was like,
16 on the
Yeah.
18th.
wow.
So.
So at least you're older than him.
Yeah. 2 years? No.
All right. You all told me you had a 10-mile walk.
10 miles.
Wow.
But I do that every morning.
Oh, gosh. You good.
Yo, you
And this way
in
you all
shape.
couldn't make it?
No, we made it, but
Made it. 'Cause there was a bunch of slopes and steeps, and then it was raining.
you see,
And
you
like,
said you do a 10-mile walk every morning, but do you do with a bag that's probably like 20 pounds?
20 pounds on your back, just like
Yeah.
to carry your luggage with you in the rain, up hills and mountains,
Oh, not
across.
mountain.
Do you know,
Like-
you know, this morning I did planks at 5 minutes holding. After that,
What?
200 push-ups.
5-minute plank. I can't even do.
Yeah.
I can't even do 30
I
seconds.
can't
You know what a plank, right?
Yeah, we know it's a
Holding in a
plank.
position.
Yeah.
So, and I'm 58.
Oh, wow.
15.
So it shouldn't be that hard for you all.
Nobody.
You see, I find things are easier when you know where you're going. So let's say we was walking from St. Peter's to Le Grand Marché.
Yeah.
We know we're close to Le Grand Marché. We don't know anywhere in Poland, so we're walking, and it just feels like we're taking forever.
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
So I heard you all were so tired that you couldn't even do the dance now. Why? They had to dance too?
No,
that
that
was
was on a
another
different
day.
day. That was in a different week, a matter of
Yeah.
fact. The dance was in the first week. We did our culture dance. We
Okay.
danced to the song Who Got This by Ryzen.
Got this.
The Polish
Was it the
people.
Panam?
Ryzen.
Yeah, but the dance, you all
No, we didn't do the
No?
pun because we don't know it, so we didn't.
Oh,
have
That's
to.
why we
okay.
don't know the Panam is that
Yeah.
last time for World Youth Day we already did the Panam. So each
Oh,
World Youth
okay.
Day we want to bring something, different.
Yeah. That's right.
Yes, the Polish people loved our dance.
Really?
So
Yes.
much.
They asked us to do it again, and they joined us this time.
So like they formed like a big circle. That's the
Around
thing.
us,
They always
yeah.
form a circle, and this
Boy.
circle was so big, and we're just in the middle dancing, and then they were just copying our moves, and the song was just going, and you're just feeling so free, and it was just really like it was just memory. It was just
Yes.
memories. It was too
It was
good.
really nice.
So you won the hearts of the Polish people.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
they loved us. They loved us. They just still message
You don't
us
want to
something.
brag, but you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to see the show in Poland on YouTube, you know. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like to be
I
honest,
miss you guys.
yeah, we really do. We want to come back.
That's something that I feel we have to mention.
Mm-hmm.
The Polish people, especially the families that we stayed with, they welcome us. They made us feel part of the family. Like, it was, you know
They
how
were
some treat us
warm.
Like
Very well.
I was their son and that was their daughter.
Yeah.
Like, they treat us so
very
well.
loving.
And these are Caucasians, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you see many black people when you were in Poland?
Well, the second week, because in the first week we were in Wola,
Yeah.
which is a really local place. But the second week now, when we were like a lot of people from all over the world, the 3 million people, and like we saw a lot of people. Like most people when they come to us, and be like, picture,
Yeah.
like photo.
A lot
And,
of
like, a lot of
pictures.
time we'd like if we didn't tell them our names, we'll be tagged in so many pictures on Facebook. It'll be annoying because every 2 steps we take, they're always asking for a picture back.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't mind. Like I feel like I was famous, but like the pictures
Why,
are really
why,
good.
why they ask for the pictures? So?
Because, okay, to be completely honest, when they're in Europe, they don't really see us people like
Black people.
But, yeah, to be honest, they really see dark-skinned people a lot. So when they see us now, they're like, oh, like to me, like in the first week, the locals were just staring at us when we were walking
Talking
on the
from
road.
Africa?
No, we're talking from like we'll say St. Martin, like St. Martin.
St. Martin. Where is that?
Where's that? And I'll be like Caribbean. Oh, Caribe. And like
Yeah.
then yeah. they'll
Okay, so
understand.
it is nice. So that's nice to hear. So you all had a great time.
Yes.
You know, I wish the show could go for more time, other time, but very quick. For us to do, so Jeffrey,
Tsjaniqua, yes.
and then
Dyon.
Mr. Bryan. All right, so 15 seconds closing.
50-second closing. I would like you guys to join the youth group, all the youths out there. The youth group will strengthen your faith. And don't think we're different from you guys, because we're just like you guys. We like music. But the only thing is that we want to become strong in our faith, and we want to profess in our faith. That's all.
All right. And
well, I don't really know what to say. But I just want to encourage all the youths out there, because people will think that the youth group is really lame and thing, but we do a lot of fun stuff. It's completely lit. We have a lot of fun. So I encourage all of you to join, because right now we kind of losing members because they would stay, but they have to go away to study. Yes. So just come and have fun, because a lot of fun. Like, trust me, just come.
All right. So
come
again,
at least once.
it's good having all of you here from the St. Martin Catholic Youth Group, right?
Yes.
Right. And hope to have you all back sometime again.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's it for now. See you next time. Good night. Bye.